Hello my students, again we are back for a scoring guide as far as the UNEB Mathematics for UCE is concerned. Here with us is just one item from section A. We shall be breaking one by one, but as for today I've come up with a scoring guide, and really we want to look at the marking points that UNEB is looking at and what we are supposed to present as far as this is concerned. So if you look at item number 1, majorly this item looks at one theme, and that theme is numbers. So under this we shall be looking at the real applications of number bases. That is one topic that is involved here. Another topic is percentages, decimals and fractions. Another topic is ratios and proportions. We have also another topic that is numerical concepts 1 and 2, where we have the surds and indices. So under this we shall majorly be looking at one theme, and that is numbers. So there is also another topic called working with integers, where we normally look at the application of the GCF and the LCM. That's the greatest common factor and the lowest common multiples. So if you look at what UNEB put on our tables just recently, this is what is in item number 1, and hope you can see it, that we have a parish agriculture officer has received 450 kilograms of fertilizers for maize and 120 liters of anti-tick vaccine for cattle. He tends to distribute the fertilizers equally among the farmers, and also distribute anti-tick vaccine equally among the same farmers. He wants to establish the number of farmers that will get the items. Joseph is one of the farmers, and his daily milk production is 180 liters. He sells 60% of the milk at 850 shillings per liter and donates 1/15 of the remaining milk to an orphanage. He has been advised to use the quantity of milk left after selling and donating to make yogurt and butter in the ratio of 1:3. However, Joseph has a challenge of determining the amount of milk he should use to make butter. And there we got the task. Now, I don't want to take a lot of time because I want us to first have a summary of this item. Before you can approach this item, you need to first have this summary. I have told you the theme numbers has something like 5 topics, but at least you find some 3 which will come under this. So if you look at this, according to the topics I've just talked about, I'm seeing something like percentages, fractions, and decimals appearing here. We have something like ratios and proportions, something like working with integers. So you see, at least the 3 have appeared in this item. So we are going to be breaking down into some simple bits and how easily you can approach this item. The first step you need to do the moment you get this question paper, after you know the instructions and what, read through item number 1 the first time like I've read. Then the second time, read it through while making summaries. Just make something, a very simple summary. You don't need to have a lot of words as if you're recopying the question. So if you look at this, this is what I came up with. I've tried to make simple summary just for this tutorial, like you're seeing it here. So you're seeing proposed scoring guide for UCE UNEB Math 2025 by teacher Bukenya Innocent, and the numbers are there. So look at item number 1. The summary is very clear. So we are saying that when read through the question, you're seeing that a parish agriculture officer has received 450 kilograms of fertilizers. Whenever you find a numerical value, write that one down. So you're seeing that we have 450 kilograms of fertilizers for what? For maize. So come to summary, write that down. Kilograms of fertilizers for maize equals to 450. Likewise, look for any other figure that is appearing. The question says, and 120 liters of anti-tick vaccine for cattle also. So that's a numerical value. Come again, liters of anti-tick vaccine for cattle is equals to 120. Then let us continue. He intends to distribute the fertilizers equally among the farmers and also distribute antique vaccine equally among the same farmers. He wants to establish the number of farmers that will get the items. So that is a problem now in the question. One of the things the farmer wants to establish is the number of farmers that will get the items. Then you say in your summary, Roman 3, number of farmers to be given the items equally. We don't know. That's why you have the question mark. Go to the next paragraph. Joseph is one of the farmers, and his daily milk production is 108. I've told you, whenever I find a numerical value, please go extra miles and summarize that. Write a summary. 180 liters of what? Of milk. So that one should also appear in your summary. Then also, as we continue, you're seeing that he sells 60% of the milk at 850 shillings per liter. All these are numerical values. We have 60%, we have shillings, 850 shillings per liter. That is a value. So wherever you find a value, go and summarize. So according to my summary here, you can see the kilograms of fertilizers for maize, liters of antique vaccine. So in other words, the whole of the question has been just summarized in something just here. If you look at what I've just highlighted, that is just the whole of the question. So instead of fearing a lot of words and doing what, at least that summary can be now. You can have the whole question just compacted in that, like you have seen. Okay, after that, then you go directly to the what? To the task. To the task. What do you have as a first task? What's the question saying? Part A, Roman 1 says, help the parish agriculture officer to establish the number of farmers that will receive the items. Number of farmers that will receive the items. Remember, the question says he intends to distribute the fertilizers equally among the farmers and also distribute the antique vaccine equally among the farmers. So that is a direct application of the LCM and the the application of the greatest common factor or the highest common factor. You will be checking in my first tutorials on this platform. You'll be seeing how do we when to apply the lowest common factor and the lowest common multiple and the highest common factors. Those applications were clearly explained in my first tutorials. You go to my YouTube channel, that is Teacher Bukenya Innocent, and you find out when to apply the DCF and when to apply the LCM. So for this case, we were supposed to apply the greatest common factor, like you're seeing here. So after manipulating it, one may not take you again through how we get this, but if you watch the first tutorials, you'll be getting to know. So in other words, you may want to look at the question approach, identifying that we are required to get the greatest common factor. That is a mark. That's why on my side of scoring, you're seeing that I equals to 1. That's an identification. Then your manipulations going extra miles and getting the LCM, that is equals to 1. The GCF, that is manipulation equals to 1. Getting the answer, also manipulation equals to 1. Then there is this answer that we call the conclusion or the response. Remember, here we are responding directly to the question. So this is very, very important. That's why I have response. Therefore, 30 farmers will receive the items. Now, 30 farmers, according to the question wanted the number of farmers that will receive the items. So that means I'm responding directly to that task, like you're seeing there. Okay, let us now continue with the part A, Roman 2. According to the question, part A, Roman 2 says, kilograms of fertilizers and liters of vaccine each farmer will get. And remember, what we have now, we have 30 farmers. We've discovered that we have 30 farmers, and now the items, remember, 450 kilograms of fertilizers, 120 liters of vaccines. That means I'll just divide this amount in the what? With the farmers. So that is manipulation equals to 1, manipulation equals to 1. Then coming to the response, you're responding to the task. That's why you can see that we are having application equals to 1 and an application equals to 1. That is responding to the task. Remember, this mark for application is given for the conclusion or responding directly to what the task wanted. Let us run back to part B. Part B says, help Joseph to determine the amount of money he collects from the milk he sells. Okay, so according to that's what, according to that part, you're saying that, but volume, sometimes you cannot reach directly such responses. You need to first drive some steps, but it is very good to be telling the examiner, it must be a talking response. Your work must be communicating to the examiner what you're doing. The major target is the amount of money this man collects from the milk he sells, but you're saying that you must have the volume of the milk sold, because knowing the volume of the milk sold, you will know that there are 180 liters, and therefore I need to multiply by the amount per liter, which you have done here, and you hope you can see that the amount is 91,800. So the response now becomes, therefore Joseph collects 91,800 from the milk he sells. Let's go to part B. Part B, Roman 2. The Joseph to determine the amount of milk he should use to make butter. Remember, we already have everything in the summary here. Now the milk, there's an amount of milk given to the orphanage, which is 1/15 of the remaining milk. After selling the 60% of the liters, the remaining, now on the remainder, 1/15 is removed to cater for the orphanage. Then the rest of the milk, that's the one that is used for making yogurt and butter in the ratio of 1:3. Now, because I have my summary, I don't need to go back every time going to the item to check for information. No, because I've already summarized it. Okay, so when you come here again, part B, Roman 2, like I've said, we cannot just rush into exactly where the task is, but we have to first drive. That's why you see volume of the milk you should use to make butter. Then we say the but volume of the milk sold. What is the amount of milk that this man sells? Shall get the total number of liters of milk minus the total amount of milk he sells. So shall be remaining 72 liters. And remember, 1/15 of that remainder of this 72 is the one that is donated to the orphanage. So shall also go extra miles and manipulate it. Then we shall be coming up with the volume of the milk for making. We shall be looking for the volume of milk for making both yogurt and the butter. Remember, out of the 72 liters, he has reduced 4.8 liters to do what? To cater for the orphanage. Then the remaining milk, now that's when the ratio comes in for yogurt and butter. So this is now see volume of milk for making both yogurt and butter. So after that, then we can come and say 72 minus 4.8, then we get the number of liters for both yogurt and butter. But remember, this amount again is shared by yogurt and butter, of which out of this they are shared in a ratio of 1 to 3. So to get for butter alone, I'll just get the total ratio, then get that the 3 parts of butter. You can see over the total ratio times the total amount of milk that is left out. Then I'll be coming up with 50.4 liters, and therefore I'll give my response as Joseph should use 50.4 liters of milk to make butter. So that is an application equals to 1. So with this, please, I came up with this. I hope you can see right from here that the identification marks were 3, manipulation equals to 18 marks, and application equals to 5 marks, giving us a total of 26 marks. So it depends on how UNEB will score it, but according to me, that's how I've tried to identify what exactly was required from UNEB. So one thing to know, I've said that, make a summary. After making a summary, make your manipulations. Let it be a talking response. Please communicate to the examiner what exactly you're doing and what exactly you're looking for, because many steps, it's not one steps, there are a number of steps that lead you, that they are taking to the responses. So that's why you need to do responses in a talking way. Let them be communicated to the examiner. Just see, those are the topics which you shall find always and always in item number 1. I've told you there are 5 topics. I have number bases, working with the integers, fraction, decimals and percentages, ratios and proportions, numerical concepts 1 and 2. Those are the topics we shall be finding under this item. So this item is a must pass. Hope you can see. Let us meet again for item number 2 in the next tutorial. Thank you so much. Thank you so much. I remain teacher Bukenya Innocent, a teacher of mathematics and chemistry. I love you all.